If you're buying a home in the Twain Harte area and you're even slightly interested in lake access, there are things you need to know before you write an offer. Things that don't show up in the listing description, because most sellers don't know the details, and honestly, neither do most agents. Today, I'm walking you through the private lakes in the Twain Harte area: Twain Harte Lake, Brentwood Lake, Cedar Ridge Lake, Lakewood Park Lake, and Sugar Pine Lake. I'm covering the transfer process, who can and can't use each lake, and the details that change how you should think about buying or renting in these communities. I'm Melissa Vallelunga, a realtor and senior partner with Twain Harte Homes and Land at Real Broker. I grew up in Twain Harte. This is my home, not just my market, and I've helped buyers navigate these lake memberships more times than I can count. Let's start with the big one. Twain Harte Lake is what most people mean when they ask about lake access. It's a 40-acre private lake that's been around since 1928, and it's the social center of Twain Harte summers. 810 memberships exist, and membership is attached to property ownership, meaning the only way to get it is to buy a property that already has it. When you're looking at listings, you'll see 3 different situations. A property can have active lake membership, which means it transfers to you at closing. It can be eligible for lake membership, which means it qualifies, but the current owner doesn't have an active membership, so you'd go on the waiting list. Or a property can have no lake access at all, meaning it's outside the membership boundary entirely. That distinction matters enormously for price. The transfer fee currently is $7,500, paid at closing directly to the Twain Harte Lake Association, on top of the purchase price and separate from the annual dues of $450 per year. That gets you 125 lake admission credits, 1 credit per person per visit. If you use them up, you can buy more at $3 each. The waiting list costs $50 per year to be on, and it moves slowly. One recent member waited 15 years. Factor that timeline into your expectations if you're considering an eligible property. Can renters use Twain Harte Lake? Yes, but with structure. Renters can access the lake during summer season by paying a $10 per person day use fee, which draws from the owner's credit balance. Owners need to register renters in the THLA portal at least 3 days before arrival. If you're running a vacation rental near the lake, budget your credits accordingly. Amenities are genuinely good: sandy beach, water slides, 2 diving boards, paddle boards and water bikes for rent, lifeguards, a snack shack with real food, yoga, kids swimming lessons, and bingo nights. It's a full summer operation. Now let's talk about Brentwood Lake. And I can speak to this one with a bit of extra authority. I live on the lake and sit on the Brentwood Lake board. Brentwood Lake currently has 213 memberships, and it is not tied to property ownership. You don't have to own in Twain Harte, or even live here, to hold a membership. The only way to get one is to buy it directly from a current member. There is a $500 transfer fee paid to the association at the time of sale, and the private sale price is negotiated between buyer and seller. Recent memberships have sold in the $25,000 range, and that number has climbed as the lake has become more desirable. Annual dues are $450 per year, which gets you unlimited year-round access. It's quieter and more personal. You can bring your own food and drinks, no lifeguards, no snack shack. The lake is paddle only, kayaks, paddleboards, and paddle boats, no motorized boats. Boat storage is available for $200 per year. The lake stocks trout annually, no fishing license required, with a 5 fish per day limit per membership. Thursday nights in the summer, members gather for a potluck and bingo. Can renters use Brentwood Lake? Absolutely not. Members cannot share their gate card with anyone renting their property. If a member does, they risk losing their membership entirely. It's a rule we take very seriously. If you're buying near Brentwood Lake with vacation rental plans and you're thinking lake access is a selling point for renters, it isn't. Cedar Ridge Lake comes up when people are shopping that area. Cedar Ridge is a separate community about 6 miles north of Twain Harte, and not every property there has lake access. Eligibility depends on where your home sits within the community. Confirm before you make it a factor in your decision. The lake has a sandy beach, picnic area, volleyball court, and clubhouse. New membership runs $1,500 to join plus $275 a year. No transfer fee when the home sells. Membership is recorded at the assessor's office and conveys with the property. Renters are permitted, with the owner retaining liability for any damages and responsibility for annual dues. Lakewood Park Lake is next. It is a private lake just over a mile from downtown Twain Harte, stocked annually with trout. Eligibility is based on proximity, generally in the Leisure Pines area. Confirm your parcel qualifies before making it a factor in your offer. There's no cap on memberships and no waiting list. New members pay a one-time initiation fee of $600 plus $150 per year in annual dues. For buyers purchasing a property with an existing membership, the transfer fee is $400. Renters are not permitted. Member benefits stay with the homeowner. And finally, Sugar Pine Lake. This is an 18-acre private lake in the community of Sugar Pine, which sits between Miwook Village and Twain Harte. The lake was originally owned by the Sugar Pine Mutual Water Company and gifted to the community in 1995. It's quietly one of the nicest lake settings in the area. Membership is capped at 160 and is only available to properties within the former water company's boundaries. Once that cap is reached, there's a waiting list. Eligibility needs to be confirmed based on the specific parcel. It's not something you can assume. The lake is open Memorial Day through Labor Day, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. daily, with limited weekend hours in September during warm weather. No boats with hard bottoms or motors of any kind. Paddle and inflatables only. Fishing is allowed in designated areas with a 5 fish per day limit per membership. No lifeguards on duty, and members are responsible for their guests, up to 10 per membership. No alcohol, no dogs, no smoking, no glass, and no fires. Can renters use Sugar Pine Lake? No. And this one goes a step further. The homeowner must be present anytime guests are at the lake. You can't send guests on their own. The member needs to be there. On transfer, the seller notifies the association of the pending sale, and the buyer must contact the SPLA board within 30 days of closing to request the transfer. That's the buyer's responsibility. Don't let it slip. So here's what I want you to take away. Every one of these lakes works differently. Twain Harte Lake allows renters with fees and registration. Cedar Ridge allows renters with the owner retaining liability. Brentwood Lake, Lakewood Park Lake, and Sugar Pine Lake do not allow renters. And Sugar Pine goes a step further, requiring the homeowner to be present with all guests. Before you write an offer on any lake membership property, know exactly what you're buying. The membership status, the transfer process, and the renter policy all matter, and they're rarely spelled out in the listing. If you have questions or want to talk through a specific property, I'm happy to help. Call or text me at 209-352-8528. I'm Melissa Vallelunga with Twain Harte Homes and Land at Real Broker. I'll see you in the next one. Warmly from the mountains.